Hi, I'm Ali and a warm welcome to the Ceramic Repair Studio. So in today's video I have a very sweet Chinese teapot here, and I'm going to just share with you how I would just do a little bit of easy kintsugi on it. Now the lid has been broken before, and I have done a previous video on where I actually filled the gold in here, but I have noticed that literally just on the edge here we're missing a piece has been filled with milliputs, and we're actually going to demonstrate to you how I would actually just use a little bit of gold for this area. And also I think there's a part just a little bit here as well, if you can see. So let's get going. Right, so what you will need with this is a glass of soapy water or a cup, and I always collect little bottle tops here which are really useful for putting in our liquid gold. And the liquid gold I have here it's a really nice old-fashioned gold actually. You can see it's well and truly used. Now it is very smelly, so I really would recommend being in a well ventilated room when you're using this product. Also got just a little bit of kitchen roll as well, just to wipe down the brush afterwards. And I have it's quite a small sable brush today because it's only a small little amount. So what we're going to do first is take our bottle top, add just a little bit of the liquid gold here, and with just our brush here I'm just transferring just a little bit of the gold into, just giving it a little stir first, into our little lid here. Now you won't need too much, as I said, a little bit goes a very long way. And then just placing it onto there. Again, make sure that you place the lid on very, very quickly because it dries fairly fast. So there. So the first bit, let's actually work on little tricky parts here, just if you can just see here. So I'm just taking a little bit of the gold and just giving it a little mix around. Now you don't want to have it too thick either, and you don't want too much on the brush, just a little bit. So then we just start off with, oops, got it there, and then just very gently apply. If you like, you can always apply again later once it's dry. You don't want to apply too much onto your item, otherwise you're going to end up with brush marks. Now I'm using it on an item which isn't actually used for food, so if you are interested in using it for something which you're going to be using for food, you will have to look at the manufacturer's instructions, which is probably on the internet. So once we've done that, let's now have a look at just the piece here. As I say, it dries very quickly, so it's only going to take literally, say, 10 minutes. So let's have a look here. And I'll probably do another coat afterwards as well, just so we can actually really make sure it's nice and all the same sort of evenness. So again, placing, just give it a little stir around first, taking a little bit off, and then just very carefully and you don't want to go over the original. Now I use a sable brush, but you don't have to use a sable brush. I do prefer them. I think they have a better flow of liquid and paint. So come down there. Now I tend to find you don't have to glaze this afterwards. It kind of, once it's on, it's not actually going anywhere, this liquid gold. So you don't have to glaze it, which is quite useful actually. And it's not too messy either. And just coming along and just taking a bit there. I'll just keep checking along. Now this is literally, now this part here is literally dry, so I'm just going to give it just another small coat. That's better. So there we have it, really nice, easy Kintsugi. Now once we've actually painted onto our item here, we're then actually, I can just see, before I forget, you can see here it is actually missing a piece of the blue here, which has actually come off, well, obviously once I've been sanding. So I could either apply some of the old leaf gold here, or I could actually repaint this in with a little bit of blue, which is what I would probably do actually. So I'll probably leave that little bit here and I'll paint this in blue just so it blends through. So once we've actually done that, we're then going to take our water, soapy water, and you want to make sure that your brush is really well and truly clean, because once this dries it will not come off. So just give that a good old soak there. Now before I finish, I just want to share with you, if you did actually want to go through another stage and add just a little bit of a glaze, I have a glaze here which is a Rustin's ceramic glaze, which I tend to use. Again, because it's quite a large bottle, I always decant it into a small bottle. A little bit goes a long way, and then I would, once it's fully dry, apply a little bit of the glaze, which will protect it as well. But if you can't get hold of any of this Rustin's, which I know can be quite difficult, I know that Winsor and Newton also do one which I think is very similar, which I will leave in the description box down below. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing for more content, and a thumbs up really helps with the algorithm, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, bye.